I'll get around it.
I
It's
hear you.
expensive.
I hear you. I'm ready for the weekend. We have the long weekend. At least I have a long weekend. I don't know if any of y'all in the chat, let me know if you have a long weekend as well. But I got a long weekend. I'm not going to work on Monday, so I'm happy about that. Anybody else happy about that?
Happy about that. I'm off on Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, really? Well, aren't you
Yeah.
special? You doing
Well,
anything?
I am. Yeah,
You doing
I
anything
am.
nice?
I always do something nice. So when holidays come, days off come, man, I don't need to do anything special, man. My special is every day, man. Like I said, I'm blessed.
I hear you. I hear you. I got plans. I know I'm going to be pickleballing on Monday because I'm
There you
not doing it
go.
tomorrow because it's Valentine's Day. So I'm going to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then, the weekend, man, I'm going to take it light. I had a, pretty, I don't want to say rough week, but just a lot of demands at work. So when the weekend comes, I just want to have fun, and
Right.
celebrate, that I made it to the end of the week. You feel me?
Okay, I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
Join a pickleball team, man. You join a team?
I'm not
Pickleball
on
team?
I'm not on a team, but what I am on is, I'm in a group of people. They're like 20 something of us, and we all like
Oh,
we rent out this place. It's like $20 a person, $120 a court. So we get
oh,
like
that's
six courts, and everyone's just rotating, and so you get to play with people at different levels of skill set and things like that. So it's really cool because next 1 minute I'm playing with somebody who's more my level. The next morning I'm playing with someone who's a tier above. So you really get to learn how to
right,
get better by just
right.
going through the gauntlet with
Of
everybody.
course.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
challenge, challenge.
Yeah. So that's what I look forward to that every single weekend. That's kind of like what I want to be doing. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope.
So other than that, I thought before we get into the Valentine's Day topic, I thought it might be good. Let's talk about some hot topics that
Oh yeah.
that were just kind of around. Like let's talk about actually basketball, right?
Hey,
And I
a lot
wanted to get
happening.
what thoughts you have around that because I have a thought about.
Well, a lot happening this week with the mid-season trades and stuff like that. It's a lot happening. Some great trades, some trades not so great. But yeah, it's a lot happening. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, I think one of the hottest trades that happened is between Jimmy Butler going to
Yeah,
Golden
Golden
State
State Warriors. Yeah,
and
team
who
right
we
now.
got? We got your boy from the Mavericks, right? Where did he go? He went to LA to play
Right,
with
LeBron,
Ladontic. I think that's his name.
Luka
Luka
Doncic,
Doncic.
and we can play with
Yeah.
LeBron. Right.
So what do you think about that? You think like I mean, he got rid of their big man. He's been there for 45 years, right? They have won some champ. I think they won one championship with each other. So now they let him go. I mean, what do you think about that trade?
Well, they won one champion with an asterisk that was in the bubble. Some say they don't really count, but they won a championship. It's a funny thing because Golden State is my team. Steph Curry, that's the boy right there. But that Jimmy Butler trade, I'm not too sure about it because they don't need him. There's elements that the team needs right now. First of all, they didn't get a real replacement yet for Klay Thompson.
Okay.
But when you bring in Jimmy Butler, they don't need that type of flavor. It's almost like a redundancy there. They actually, if they would have got Anthony Davis, that would have been huge because they need a dominant, high performing big man. So but I watched the game last night and they was working last night. They did extremely well last night. Last night was a fantastic game. And if they keep it up, it shows the possibility of the team with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I think that Jimmy definitely adds something, but I don't know how much he adds.
Correct.
Compared to you
Correct.
know replacing my man. I forgot his name. Where they already sent him. I can't remember where he sent him. The other three
Yeah,
point shooter.
yeah, Klay Thompson.
Yeah,
They
Clay Thomas.
they
Like,
sent him to Dallas. And it's
yeah,
funny because Dallas is making up to be a
yeah.
power team with all these players.
Yeah, I think he adds another They added another person who's really good with the floor game. getting around people and stuff. I don't think he's as great as a shooter as he was, but
Right.
I do think it adds something. I think the Lakers actually did a good trade with Luke because that takes some pressure off of a LeBron to be a
Open
scorer.
LeBron.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Yeah.
he's definitely a scorer. You know what I'm saying? I
Of
mean,
course.
he's gonna
Of
put up
course.
some buckets. You follow
Of
me?
course. But the funny thing about it is that would have been a super trade if Luca was added to the team with LeBron and Anthony Davis. But to add Luca to the team and remove Anthony Davis, I don't know. That trade doesn't even make sense
Yeah,
to me.
but Anthony
Luca
Davis
can't
is
do.
Anthony
Go ahead.
Davis is he's like a glass. He's like a tall
Yeah,
glass.
yeah,
I mean, he's so big, he's so tall that he gets
yeah.
injured. You just never know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
That's
People
true.
that tall, it's like it's tough to keep their body in shape. So
Absolutely.
if he, I think LeBron at this time would rather have somebody, without the height who has a consistency to stay on the floor the whole season. Then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, Luca has had his fifth injury of late
But
as
not
well.
but not like him though.
But no, no, not like that. But when you think about what Anthony Davis can do in the paint, utilize his height and his skill set. It's not a 1-to-1 trade off for me. I don't know.
Hmm.
To me, it don't make sense. That trade don't make sense.
Mm.
You
Well,
gotta see. They just lost. They just lost the game. If it's not yesterday, the day before yesterday. I don't know what the net effect is going to be.
well,
It's
I
a
guess
question.
it's a wait and see situation, right?
Of course,
But I
of course,
definitely would say those were the two biggest trades, that happened, so far from what I looked at. I think it's going to be very interesting how this plays out.
definitely,
Let's see if they
definitely.
get to the playoffs, stuff like that. So let's move from that topic. Here's another
Yeah,
topic I thought hot topic right now. So
yeah,
Mr. Trump, and I've not said Mr. Trump's name on this platform yet, and I never really wanted to. Uh, so I'm sorry for people who are Trumpers
but
in here, and I don't have
but
no problem with that. I have no
yeah,
problem. You vote who you want to vote for. I have no problem. Don't get upset with me. I believe in. I'm a patriot of America, and I believe the person who was supposed to win because America decided who they really wanted to win won. So I'm not gonna argue with that. Okay, but today I brought up his name because Des, I saw something about him talking about TikTok and that they're pretty close. They didn't reveal any names, but they're pretty close to who might be buying TikTok, right? And
mhm,
they mentioned a couple possible names, not Trump, but some people who think they know, right?
right.
They mentioned Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. Kevin
He can't.
O'Leary.
He can't afford TikTok. But go
Well,
ahead.
he has some partner that
Of course, he has to have because he can't afford it.
right. They mentioned Elon Musk. Now, hold on. Elon Musk said that he was not interested, but the fact that someone brought up his name, it scares me. But somebody mentioned possible, and they
Right.
mentioned Mr. Beast. Do you know who Mr. Beast is?
No. Who's
Okay,
that?
well, just so you know, a lot of young people know him. If anybody's young in here, they probably know who Mr. Beast is. I just found out who he was
Okay.
maybe a couple months ago. But Mr. Beast is somebody who got really famous by doing like giving away money on the street. And he would do these TikToks where he walk up, he give somebody money or give them. I mean, he got so popular that he started getting like sponsors and everything. Now he's like a multi about that. Anybody else happy about that?
I'm happy about that. I'm off on Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, really? Well, aren't you
Yeah.
special? You doing
Well,
anything?
I am. Yeah,
You doing
I
anything
am.
nice?
I always do something nice. So when holidays come, days off come, man, I don't need to do anything special, man. My special is every day, man. Like I said, I'm blessed.
I hear you. I hear you. I got plans. I know I'm going to be pickleballing on Monday because I'm
There you
not doing it
go.
tomorrow because it's Valentine's Day. So I'm going to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then, the weekend, man, I'm going to take it light. I don't want to say rough week, but just a lot of demands at work. So when the weekend comes, I just want to have fun, and
Right.
celebrate, that I made it to the end of the week. You feel me?
Okay, I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
Join the pickleball team, man. You join the team?
I'm not
Pickleball
on
team?
I'm not on a team, but what I am on is, I'm in a group of people. They're like 20 something of us, and we all like
Oh,
we rent out this place. It's like $20 a person, $120 a court. So we get
oh,
like
that's
six courts, and everyone's just rotating, and so you get to play with people at different levels of skill set and things like that. So it's really cool because next 1 minute I'm playing with somebody who's more my level, the next morning I'm playing with someone who's a tier above. So you really get to learn how to
right,
get better by just
right.
going through the gauntlet with
Of
everybody.
course.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
challenge, challenge.
Yeah. So that's what I look forward to that every single weekend. That's kind of like what I want to be doing. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope.
So other than that, I thought before we get into the Valentine's Day topic, I thought it might be good. Let's talk about some hot topics
Oh yeah.
that were just kind of around. Like let's talk about actually basketball, right?
Hey,
And I
a lot
wanted to get
happening.
what thoughts you have around that because I have a thought about.
Well, a lot happening this week with the mid-season trades and stuff like that. It's a lot happening. Bro. Some great trades, some trades not so great, but yeah, it's a lot happening. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, I think one of the hottest trades that happened is between Jimmy Butler going to
Yeah,
Golden
Golden
State
State Warriors. Yeah,
and
seems
who
like
we got? We got your boy from the Mavericks, right? Where did he go? He went to LA to play
right.
with
Yeah, LeBron,
Ladontic, I think that's his name.
Luka
Luka
Doncic
Doncic.
went to play with
Yeah.
LeBron. Right.
So what do you think about that? You think like I mean, he got rid of their big man. He's been there for 45 years, right? They have won some champ. I think they won one championship with each other. So now they let him go. I mean, what do you think about that trade?
Well, they won one champion with an asterisk that was in the bubble. Some say they don't really count, but they won a championship. It's a funny thing because Golden State is my team. Steph Curry, that's the boy right there. But that Jimmy Butler trade, I'm not too sure about it because they don't need him. There's elements that the team needs right now. First of all, they didn't get a real replacement yet for Clay Thompson.
Okay.
But when you bring in Jimmy Butler, they don't need that type of flavor. It's almost like a redundancy there. They actually, if they would have got Anthony Davis, that would have been huge because they need a dominant, high performing big man. So but I watched the game last night and they was working last night. They did extremely well last night. Last night was a fantastic game. And if they keep it up, it shows the possibility of the team with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I think that Jimmy definitely adds something, but I don't know how much he adds.
Correct.
Compared to you
Correct.
know replacing my man. I forgot his name. Where they already sent him. I can't remember where he sent him. The other three
Well,
point shooter.
yeah, Clay Thompson.
Yeah, Clay Thomas. Like,
They sent him to Dallas. It's
yeah,
funny because Dallas is making up to be a
yeah.
power team with all these players.
Yeah, I think he adds another They added another person who's really good with the floor game. Getting around people and stuff. I don't think he's as great as a shooter as he was, but
Right.
I do think it adds something. I think the Lakers actually did a good trade with Luke because that takes some pressure off of a LeBron to be a scorer. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Yeah.
he's definitely a scorer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's gonna
Of
put up
course.
some buckets. You follow
Of
me?
course. But the funny thing about it is that would have been a super trade if Luca was added to the team with LeBron and Anthony Davis. But to add Luca to the team and remove Anthony Davis, I don't know. That trade doesn't even make sense
Yeah,
to me.
but Anthony
Luca
Davis
can't
is
do.
Anthony
Go ahead.
Davis is he's like a glass. He's like a tall
Yeah.
glass. You know what I mean? He's so big, he's so tall that he gets injured. You just never know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
That's
People
true.
that tall, it's like it's tough to keep their body in shape. So
Absolutely.
if he, I think LeBron at this time would rather have somebody, without the height who has a consistency to stay on the floor the whole season. Then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, Luca has had his stiff injuries of late
But
as
not
well.
but not like him though.
But no, not like that. But when you think about what Anthony Davis can do in the paint, utilize his height and his skill set, it's not a 1-to-1 trade off for me. I don't know.
Hmm.
To me, it don't make sense. That trade don't make sense.
Mm.
You
Well,
gotta see. They just lost. They just lost the game. If it's not yesterday, the day before yesterday. I don't know what the net effect is going to be.
well, I
But
guess it's a wait and see situation, right?
of course,
But I
of course,
definitely would say those were the two biggest trades, that happened, so far from what I looked at. I think it's going to be very interesting how this plays out.
definitely,
Let's see if they
definitely.
get to the playoffs, stuff like that. So let's move from that topic. Here's another topic I thought hot topic right now. So
Yeah,
Mr. Trump, and I've not said Mr. Trump's name on this platform yet, and I never really wanted to. Uh, so I'm sorry for people who are Trumpers
but
in here, and I don't have
but
no problem with that. I have no
yeah,
problem. You vote who you want to vote for. I have no problem. Don't get upset with me. I believe in. I'm a patriot of America, and I believe the person who was supposed to win because America decided who they really wanted to won. So I'm not gonna argue with that. Okay, but today I brought up his name because Des, I saw something about him talking about TikTok and that they're pretty close. They didn't reveal any names, but they're pretty close to who might be buying TikTok, right? And
mhm,
they mentioned a couple possible names, not Trump, but some people who think they know, right?
right.
They mentioned Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. Kevin
He can't
O'Leary.
he can't afford TikTok. But go
Well,
ahead.
he has some partner that
Of course, he has to have because he can't afford it.
right. They mentioned Elon Musk. Now, hold on. Elon Musk said that he was not interested, but the fact that someone brought up his name, it scares me. But somebody mentioned possible, and they
Right.
mentioned Mr. Beast. Do you know who Mr. Beast is?
No. Who's
Okay,
that?
well, just so you know, a lot of young people know him. If anybody's young in here, they probably know who Mr. Beast is. I just found out who he was
Okay.
maybe a couple months ago. But Mr. Beast is somebody who got really famous by doing like giving away money on the street. And he would do these TikToks where he walk up, he give somebody money or give them. I mean, he got so popular that he started getting like sponsors and everything. Now he's like a multi millionaire young
Yeah,
guy.
multi-millionaire. When TikTok is going to be, you need to be a billionaire. With
Actually, I
to do,
think he is a billionaire. Somebody let me know. Do you
he's a billionaire from TikTok.
Hey, is anybody whoever
I'm
knows
done.
whoever knows Mr. Beast? Let me know. Is Mr. Beast a billionaire? I believe so. Like, there's a show on TV right now. He just gave this black girl an island. Literally, look him up. He gave this black girl an island on the show. Me and my wife was watching it. So he could
Okay.
possibly afford it, and if he could not afford it, he could definitely find other people to go in with him with his money, right? Anybody know? I'm inspired says he got millions of followers, right? But we're talking about his revenue. I believe he's a billionaire as well. But in any case, it's neither here and there because here's the thing:
Okay.
to buy TikTok with their algorithm, you would need hundreds of millions of dollars. So I think they said somewhere around like 300-400 million dollars. To buy it without it, they're estimating it to be around 50 million, right? So that's
Tik- TikTok. It
yes.
got to go for more. It got to be going for more than that.
No, I said with the algorithm. It's not the platform, it's the algorithm that's costing it like 300-400 million. You follow me?
All right, I'm listening.
Without the algorithm, which they know that China would probably not sell to them,
Right.
then you got maybe something that's worth about 50 million. But then you got it, you starting from scratch, right?
They're estimating that TikTok estimated value is between 100 to 200 billion dollars.
with the algorithm.
Right, depending on with or without the algorithm. That's 100 to 200 billion dollars, not million, billion.
Okay, but that's my point with the algorithm.
Okay,
So, so without the algorithm, I just read something where they said it was like 50 million, something like that potentially.
there ain't no way it could be 50 million if the estimated worth is 100 to 200 billion. Ain't no way in the world TikTok is
All
going for
right.
50 million. You know
Well,
how many people could buy it for 50 million?
okay, so we'll find out that. But let's the real question that I want to
You're
ask
talking
you:
about
if
billions.
you were to find out that Elon Musk wanted to buy TikTok,
Right.
or Kevin O'Leary, or Mr. Beast, which one would you be okay with? Because a lot's going to change depending on which person gets it and what they do with it. And it throws in the chat. If you were to find out right now that Elon Musk was going to buy, matter of fact, give me a second here. I'm going to put a poll up. I already have it. And what I like to know from you guys in this poll, just give me a second here. Out of these three, would you be okay with buying TikTok? Just give me a second as it comes up. All right. So let's see. I got. Okay, here's the poll, you guys. You got literally 2 minutes to answer this question. Look for the little, there's a treasure chest right above me, right to the left or something. Tap on it and it asks you the question and you can answer the question. Which one of these people would you be comfortable with if you found out they bought TikTok? Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Beast, or Elon Musk? Okay? And I almost guarantee you no one's going to vote for Elon Musk. And don't vote for Elon Musk just so I can be wrong or anything, okay? I want you to honestly answer the question, okay?
So what is your concern with if Elon Musk was to be the one running TikTok? What would be your concern?
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, Good Girl says she just verified Mr. Beast is a billionaire as of 2025, and he was at 85 million last year, according to Forbes. So still he would need to team up with some people to, you know what I'm
Of
saying.
course,
He ain't
absolutely.
he ain't spending all his 85 million on it. You know what I'm saying. But you hear what I'm saying. Thank you for looking into that. Um, the reason why, because look what happened to TikTok.
Right, right.
That's why I
So
wouldn't want to
that's
Elon
the
Musk.
reason, and that's the reason why he wouldn't, and they probably wouldn't sell it to him because he ran TikTok into the ground.
Exactly, and nobody even trusts the platform anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially from a
Right.
revenue standpoint.
On Twitter. Right.
I
And the
mean,
same thing what happened. Of course.
yeah. So out of the three, I personally would choose the Beast. Let me see what everyone else chose, but
Why? What would the beast bring to the table?
because he's a young guy who understands social media. That's how he got famous on it, and he
Okay.
knows how the inner workings of it. And he's doing a lot. You look at all the great things he's been doing. Like if you research this guy, the people's lives he's changed. He just seems like a really good guy with the right socially moral head on his shoulder in terms of taking on a platform like that and making sure that the people still benefit from it. If it came to Elon, I'm telling you, everything will change. Now, my second choice would be Kevin O'Leary. After that, I wouldn't have a problem with Kevin O'Leary because Kevin O'Leary is a big fan of the platform because he talked a lot about how much money he's made from the platform with his businesses. They use TikTok a part of a lot of his businesses that he generates income from through the products that he's invented and sold through the platform. So he knows what's
Okay.
up with the platform, right?
Okay. All right. Makes sense.
What do you
So
guys? My son follows him as well. So let me ask you guys. So I said I just want to see what some of the people thought. So with that said, it's going to be very interesting because if they don't find a buyer within the next, what is it, 90 days, they're going to end up possibly extending it out
Well, they opened up the other assets to TikTok today, where people couldn't download it and stuff like that. Well, now you can.
Oh, you can now. You
Yeah,
can download it again.
they opened it today.
Oh, that's good.
So,
That's good. That's really good news because I didn't know if they were ever going to open it until maybe they got a seller. You know.
well, they probably working on that. They're probably at the final stage of that. They don't tell you everything.
Okay. Cool. Hey, you guys, y'all's in the live. If you can, share out the live to some people if you can on your network. Keep hitting them hearts here and there. I know you don't want to just sit there and do this the whole time. I'm not telling you to, break your finger, right? But every once in a while, do that. The more we can drive up the live, the more people will see it. And also, um, share it out. And if you're new in here, don't forget to hit the hearts. Hit the follow button so you can follow us so you'll know when we're going live. This is our fourth episode. So, me and my brother, we at humble beginnings, you know,
Yep.
and we're going to keep it going. So, that's the second hot topic. Next hot topic is what I had. Let me just find the hot topic here. I know we talked. What did we just talk about? See, now I'm having too much going on in my brain. We just
Well,
talked
we
about
talked
TikTok.
about
We talked about
basketball. We
basketball.
talked about TikTok.
Yeah.
What else you got? What else you got?
There was another hot topic that you and I said we was gonna address. Now I'm having what they call a brain fart.
Brain freeze. Brain freeze.
A,
And it happens. It happens. It doesn't matter, man.
well,
Just
you
keep it
know
going.
what? You know what? It must have not been that hot of a topic if I'm forgetting about it,
Well, here's
right?
my thing. See, I always have a pen in my hand. And you know what I'm going to say.
Well,
I always have a pen in my
I
hand.
did write it
Write
down.
it down. Did you write it down? Where's your notes at? Where's your notes?
I did. I actually had it built in the program here, and when technology don't
No,
do
I ain't
what it.
talking about no programs. That's the problem with y'all people. Write it down. Write it down.
Say, so let me, you guys, what is a hot topic before we go to the Valentine stuff? Is there another hot topic, something going on out there we're not aware of that we should be talking about right now? Anything you guys are interested in? Let us know in the chat. And let me find my next question here. Yeah. So we got, hey, just me. Thank you for joining.
Well, here's a hot topic.
Hmm.
Here's a hot topic because
Diddy
we
suing the documentary. That's
correct. Who
yeah,
who who said that?
I am inspired.
That's right. That's a hot topic right there because we discussed Diddy. Did we do that for our first episode?
Yes, I think so.
First episode
Yes.
was discussion on Diddy, and so yeah, he's suing as it relate. We discussed Diddy and we discussed the documentary. Well, he's suing the production company and the channel and everything that aired that documentary. What do you think about that? And what do you think that lawsuit say?
I mean, I think he has an opportunity to do so, but I heard Charlemagne say, which I agree, when you're a public figure, it's hard to prove defamation of character. So, and I agree with that because the
It's hard
fact
to
is,
prove it. It's hard to prove it or to prove it wrong.
it's hard to prove it because the
Okay.
more the more you're in the public eye, the more people can talk to you, especially when they use the word talk about you, especially when they use the word allegedly
Yeah,
behind
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
You talk about in the realms of public opinion.
Correct.
Yeah, of course. That's
Yeah.
right. Right.
So,
Well, that's why he's suing because what he most likely is saying is this is a defamation of his character, and no one has confirmed whether any of these allegations are true or not. Anything that anyone said in the documentary, if you watched it, he had childhood friends and stuff like that was in the documentary. But we don't know if what they're saying is true or false. Did they make it up? So I think he got a very good ground for it, but I'm not sure if he'll win it because as a documentary, just like a unauthorized biography, someone can write and talk about you as a public figure, and you know they have the right to do that.
that's right. And with all the stuff that's come out, it's really hard to like say, okay, what is truth or what is not, and what is exaggerated. It's just all super messy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, but
Correct.
I think their goal is to see if they can win, so we can make some money out of that, so he can pay his legal fees. You follow me? Because
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. His people came to the court with $50 million check in their hand. I don't. I, I think he got. I think he got the money. I'm still impressed with that one.
well, we'll see. So this brings us to the theme of this show. And we were going to talk about, and I don't even know if we have enough women to do this, but we're going to have to make it work. There's a couple women in this platform, right? Because what we got is a theme on what do you know about men?
Nice.
And I bet they know nothing.
What's a funny thing? That's funny.
So we'll find out exactly what these people know about. Now, if you're out there and you're thinking about coming in, and you're on the FYP just looking, and you're like, do I come in? Come in. Ladies, come in, because we're about to have some fun. Tomorrow's your night. Tonight is our night. This is our night to ask you some questions and see what you think you know about us. Am I right, Des?
That's right. That's right. Ask away.
That's right.
But I'll say this. I'll say this just to speak a little bit to uh, the strong mentality of women. Last episode we had when we talked about relationships, I think we did a pre-setup for Valentine's Day, and you asked women, give us some ideas or some questions or whatever the case may be. More or less setting up this episode. The way women think, they don't need to ask us anything. They think they know. They think they have the answer. They think they know a little more about us than we know about ourselves. So they're not going to ask us the questions. They're not going to do that.
Yeah, but that's an ego. That's a woman's ego. You know what I'm saying? And a woman's ego will get you in
That well
trouble.
could be.
You know what I'm saying?
That well could be. But a lot of women think, oh, what you gonna tell me? I know about men. I know what I need to know.
Well, the women in this platform right now, y'all gonna be on the spot. You know what I'm saying? Because we about to ask you some serious questions and see what's up. All right. So let's stop playing games and get ready. Y'all get ready, because I'm about to hit you with some stuff right now. All right. First question's coming up. Start putting on your hat. All right. So, and I'll make it a little bit easy for the first one. And the first question is, are
Wait, wait.
men better multitaskers than women? And the question is right above me. You got 2 minutes to answer. Men are better multitaskers than women. True or false? Please put it in the poll. Use the button up there and hit it. You see a little treasure box, you tap it, and you put it in there. Okay? All right. Des, while
Okay.
we got 2 minutes, do you feel you're better?
The
Do you
word.
feel you're a better multitasker than women?
Well, before that, the word woman is misspelled. That's okay.
Oh, my bad.
Let's go back up.
My
Go ahead.
secretary, you're fired. You're
That's
fired.
right.
Hold on one second. You are fired. Leave, pack your stuff. You just put me on the spot. I told you to
That's
check
not
your
right.
spelling. Okay?
That's not right.
All taken care of.
Okay, excellent. Excellent.
Okay.
I'm a super multitasker. That's my thing. So I don't think man, woman, and child will out multitask me. That's
Okay.
just me.
I would say I'm a good.
But
Okay, huh?
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm a
Go
good
ahead.
multitasker. I don't say when it comes to home stuff. No,
Right.
no. I'm not a good multitasker at home. I'm
Same,
talking
same,
about
same.
like handy stuff. Like, I don't even like doing the handy stuff. Like nails and laying down, tile, that type of stuff. My
Okay.
multitasking goes out the window. Work stuff,
What you
different
do? You
story.
hire somebody? You hire
Yeah,
somebody?
I hire somebody. It depends on the job. You know what I'm saying? The type of
Okay.
job.
Oh,
You know, I'd rather hire somebody. Again, my time is more valuable than the labor. You follow me?
true. True.
You know?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So,
But to answer your question generally, I think hands down women are better multitaskers. Hands down.
oh really?
Hmm.
Well, it says. Let me see what the poll says. Hey, you guys, if you just joined, this is Renaissance Man podcast talk show. It's a Valentine's Day theme. We have some quizzes that we're asking in the poll that you can participate in interactive. So, and it's about do women do women really know men? Right? It says here in terms of multitasking, it's pretty even. It depends on the person, really. That's what it's saying. There's really no, men are better. There are certain things where they say women might be a little bit better than men, but in most cases, it's pretty even based on what I've read out there. Okay,
Okay.
so let me see what
What does the
people were
poll say?
saying. The poll says women say false. Men are not better. So we had three women vote, and they said they're. I guess they think they're better. Okay,
You think?
they think they're better, right? Let them think. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's that one. So let's
Yeah.
go to the next question. All right, we determined we're better. So the next question I want to set you guys up with is this: Men don't need emotional support.
Mm.
When they ask that question, is men don't really need it like women do. True or false? All right,
So the
here goes
question,
that
the
question.
question is, do men need emotional support?
It says men don't need emotional support. So it's
Well,
true or
that's a
false?
comment. So there's a statement that say men don't need emotional support, and the
Correct.
question is true or false. I got you.
Correct.
I
Correct.
got you.
With you asking me all these questions. Yes, correct. Okay. So what are we getting here? We got four people saying that's false. So why would you what would you say, Des? I'm pretty sure
That,
this is
that's
an easy
that's
one.
absolutely false, obviously, because men, just like women, just like children, just like elders, are human beings. As long as you're a human being and you're breathing, you need emotional support. So, does men need as much emotional support? That's questionable. That's another thing you can't say with a a wide swoosh and an umbrella. Everybody's different. Some people may need more than the others, but in general, I mean that's a ridiculous question because everyone who's living and breathing needs emotional support at some time, at some point.
Right. I know I need it. You know, I don't know if that's
Of
an
course, I know.
Aquarius thing, but I think what men struggle with is not knowing how to ask for it when they really do need it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
men can get emotional support. You know, emotional. I think a lot of men might rely on emotional support from their best friends or homies. They're within their network instead of going to
Yeah.
their women that or I'm sorry, that was wrong. Their woman. um, so women may not know when they really need it as much. Where a woman might be able to better express it at times. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but what do you think? Those who are in the chat. They I'm inspired says they go. There goes Des overthinking.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I gave a full answer. That wasn't overthinking. What like I don't understand how there could be a simple answer to that. Everybody needs emotional support. Yes,
That's right.
everyone
Right.
at
So,
some point.
right. All right. So here's the next question for you. Men like an independent woman. True or false? You got 2 minutes to answer that question. There's a little box right above me, a treasure chest. Hit that treasure chest, and you'll be able to answer that question. So, Des, what is your answer to that question?
So without being accused of overthinking, me personally, I love an independent woman. But I think to answer that question, I don't think men in general like an independent woman.
Hmm. Interesting. I think. I feel the same way. I do like an independent woman, but not in all aspects. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Explain.
well,
Explain.
I think as a man, I think if we're being honest, and I'm not saying you're not being honest, I think most men want to feel needed. And because the women are so, because old boy Neil went out there and got them all like independent woman, got her own money, got her own car, got her own house, got her own this, got her own bank account. Now it's like, you know, I'm not saying that they should need us for all of that, but it's almost like a man wants to feel needed too. You follow what I'm saying? Like a man wants to feel like I
Of
need
course.
you,
Of
right?
course. Of course.
Um, Not only for like the dirty work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I need you emotionally. You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course.
I stuff like that. And I don't know how people might feel in the chat about that, but that's what I think. Now on the poll, we have two votes, so and we have one person that voted false, and I'm wondering why. Well, somebody said okay. Well, yeah, I get it. Two people believe that it's true. Men like independent women. I think it might be like you said. I don't know what you think, Des. What 50-50 on that?
Yeah. Yeah. But here's the issue with that question and that ideology. When you say an independent woman, we always go quickly to well, an independent woman who has her own and don't need nothing or nobody. But that's not necessarily what I mean by an independent woman, because it's two sides to the story. If a woman feels independent, she feels like she uh, uh, can do something on her own. She feels that she is not in a level of dependency on something or somebody else. And it doesn't mean that she doesn't need. It just means that she don't feel that she's dependent. And so an independent woman, an independent thinker, somebody who's a self-starter and do their thing. I love that. I love that about women, man, anybody who is an independent individual. But it doesn't mean that the woman has to depend on you. It's just that they can do things on their own.
Okay. So you like an independent woman in all aspects then that we're talking about.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. Fair enough. So the next question we have for the ladies. So most men, is this true or false? Most men prefer to make more money than the woman. You got 2 minutes to answer that question. Most men prefer to make, and any men in the chat, let me know what you think. How do you feel about that? All right. Do you prefer to make more money than a woman? Do you have a problem with that if a woman makes more money than you in a relationship? Do you feel insecure about that? Let's be honest.
Well, how would someone even know?
Because you're in a
How
relationship,
would
most
you know?
people do talk about their finances eventually, right?
You think so?
Yeah,
You think so? You
yeah.
think so? Most people. You think you just said most people. You think most people talk honestly about their finance?
I'm not saying honestly, but I think most women will want to find out, like, what do you
Oh,
do,
they might
how
want to
much money
find
you
out. No
make,
question. Oh yeah,
and you're
they
going to
might.
want to know the same. You're going to find out this pretty soon yourself as you start getting further into the relationship.
Well, that's true. That's true.
And if anyone disagree with that, tell me I'm wrong.
No, I agree.
So Good Girl says, I think a secure man, underlining that word, I'm sure, a secure man appreciates an independent woman who desires him.
I like that comment. I like that comment a lot.
Independent woman who desires him.
There's nothing to think about. That's an excellent comment because she's independent. She can do on her own, but she desires you. So now
Hmm.
you even going down to the very essence of she desires you despite of. You don't need this, that.
Hmm.
But it's about you.
I wish I'd have put this question in here. Actually, I'd like to know. Well, right now we're at two votes saying that most men prefer to make more money than their women. So far, two people believe that most men want to make more money than their woman, and I think it may not be just from a for three. I don't think it's from a negative view. I think it could be potentially because men are been breeded to think that they're supposed to be the main provider and they're
Right.
supposed to make more money than the woman because they're supposed to take care of her and stuff. So when they don't, it hurts their ego.
Hmm.
I've never had that ego. I've been with women that made more money than me. I've been with women that I've made more money than them. I never really looked at money as the problem unless the person is throwing the money in my face. That's a different story, which I've never had that happen before, but I'm just saying, right? I'm sure there's scenarios where that's happened to people, right?
Without a doubt.
Welcome to the chat, Just Tempted. Welcome to the chat, Carly. We're having Renaissance Man Talk Show is a Valentine's theme right now, and we're just asking questions to see how much women know about men. All right, so if you like to answer some of these questions, great. So I think what I like to find out though, which I would find very interesting, and I want to pose these questions to the women because I didn't ask this. How would you feel about would it be okay for you? Just put yes in the chat so I don't have to type this. Would it be okay for you to be with a man that you know that you make extremely a lot more money than they do? Let's say you make six figures and they make, I don't know, 50,000 a year. Would that be a problem for you, the amount of money? Or is it more important that what he does with that money and that doesn't matter? Would that be a problem with you? Is there certain, you making extremely more money than this person? That's a yes in the chat or no. All right, so let me get up the next question. Oh, welcome, Knight. See you there. Welcome. Live chat. He's in the live chat. Okay. So, the next question is physical appearance. Physical appearance matters most with most men.
Hmm.
Is that true or false? Physical appearance matters most with most men.
Hmm.
This is going to be a good one. You got 2 minutes. That question is right at the top in the box. Just tap that and you'll be able to answer that question. So, Des, would you like to answer that question first?
Yes, I'll answer that question. Let's do the poll.
Okay. So far,
Yeah. That's absolutely true to a large extent because men are very visual, and you know the fact that they're very visual that leads their emotion, their thoughts, their emotions a lot. So I think that is absolutely true
so
to a
we
large
got
extent.
we got it divided between two and two, true and false. I wonder the people that physical appearance matters most. Men, the people that picked false. Looks like it's
So
one gentleman.
when someone say false, they're saying that physical appearance doesn't matter to men in general.
I, I,
That what they say?
good girl says, good girl says it matters, but does it matter the most? I
Hmm.
think it matters the. I think if we're being honest, it matters the most in the very beginning because we see with our eyes first. We don't know who you are. We don't know who you are. So the fact is, if I'm not wooed by my eyes, how am I gonna care about the brain after that and how you talk and what's going on and your intellects and stuff? You know what I'm saying? So in the beginning might matter the most. Now I've met some women before that, you know, it wasn't, I wouldn't be like, oh, she's a drop, you know, she's a 10 in my eyes. She might be a 7, you know, or whatever the case. But then when I started talking to her, then she became a 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's happened.
Okay.
Okay. I can agree with that in the beginning. What's your thoughts on that?
As I mentioned, it matters. It matters because men are driven by the physical, and they're driven by visuality. That's what you said. Like you said in the beginning, you see, and that's we're not talking about down the road. We're not talking about if you were married. We're not talking about if you were with someone, but initially, yeah. But to be quite honest with you, we just asked the question and posed the question: is men driven by that? But women are driven by that as well. So let's be honest. I mean, women can't
Yeah,
say, "Oh, that I don't like." It don't matter. Yeah, it matters. It
yeah,
matters.
yeah. I know because my sister in here, she picky. Okay, I know she picky, and I know she
It is.
laughing when I'm saying this, right?
But the funny thing about it is an old saying: beauty is in eyes of beholder. So therefore, there is no standard of beauty. What someone might say, "Oh, I don't like that. That's not my type." Somebody else, that's their type.
That's right.
So
That's right.
that's the beauty of life, and that's the beauty of people and individuality.
That's true. That's true. So, it's 50-50. Um, People voted, and we had a thank you for those who just stopped by coming in. Hi, Haiti. We're just talking. It's a Renaissance Man talk show, and we're talking Valentine's Day, pre-Valentine's Day questions to women. What do they know about men? Because women think they know everything about the man, right? Des,
Thank you,
that's what you
Dom. Thank
said,
you,
right?
Dom, for the like. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for the love.
So, so I think you're right. Most men, I think we kind of agree to that. Most men and most women see with their eyes first, and then they
Right.
start assessing the intelligence after, right?
That's just human nature. Yes.
Right. All right. So let me line up the next question. I think though I will say this: as I've gotten older, I've gotten to be more flexible on the looks. I still need to be attracted to you, right? But
What do you mean? You're married, so what are you talking about?
you know what I mean, man.
No, be clear what you're talking about.
Anyway, man. All right. All right.
Go ahead, fucking with you.
Okay. So, next question. Ladies, and I want the men to answer this question too. Men are naturally flirts. Men are naturally flirts. Yes or no? The question is up, and you have 2 minutes to answer it. The box right up to the top, tap it, and you can get in and answer the question. So, Des, are you a natural flirt? Not
Yes.
now, not being married. Okay, I'm talking about in general.
So there's a difference. Not a natural flirt, but I will admit that I'm a charmer. There's a difference.
Somebody in the chat says yes,
Oh,
you
see,
are a natural flirt. So I think
no,
you ain't
no,
being honest.
no. I'm not a natural flirt. I will say I'm a charmer. I'm a charmer.
Okay.
But for in general, I don't think men are natural flirts. It's just men have to try harder. They have to try.
I don't agree with you on that.
Really?
Yeah,
You
I
think
know men
men?
that are
You
flirts.
think men,
Yes,
men, men are natural flirts
I think some
over
men are natural
over over
flirts.
over and above women?
That's not the question. You're adding more to the question. See, that's
No,
like
I'm
someone
not.
saying you're
I'm
overthinking and
overthinking it,
adding
John.
more into the question. I'm saying men are natural flirts. I said some men. I agree. I don't think all men are natural flirts, but I do
Okay.
think some are. I'm just not one of them. Now I have no. Everyone answered no who answered the question. Men are not natural flirts.
So that means they agree with me. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, everybody.
that's crazy. I mean, I don't know how everyone just voted. Let me see here.
Men are not natural flirts because you got to think about it. If a man is trying to get a woman's attention or trying to speak to a woman, trying to you know, speak up a conversation and stuff like that, that's not necessarily flirting.
Okay, so let me ask. That's you're not a woman. So let me ask the women in here. Is this flirting to you if I was to do this? Watch this. Watch this. We're in a bar. We're in a bar, and this is what I do. Thank you for the join me. Hey, what's up? How you doing today? You enjoying the night? It's not.
That's
It's not what I say. It's the face. Watch. Hey, what's up? You enjoying yourself tonight?
oh
Yeah.
my god.
I really like. I really like what you got on.
Blasphemy.
Yeah.
Blasphemy.
Is that flirting, y'all?
That's not
Let
flirting.
me ask you. Hold on. Hold on. Be
That's
quiet. You're not a woman. I'm asking the women. Is that flirting?
flirting.
Marcus says that's flirting.
The
Um.
funny thing is,
Oh,
yes, that's flirting, but the funny
quiet. 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 Inspired. Is that flirting? Licia says it's flirt.
uh-oh,
I am Licia says it's flirting.
okay.
Good girl. Good girl says it's flirting. So how you gonna tell me those are women? They know what flirting is.
That's not flirting, that's disturbing, first of all.
No, that was not disturbing. Let me say, if a man walked up to you and said, "Hey,
No, no,
you
yeah,
really,
but
really
that's
look
flirting.
nice
That's
tonight."
yeah, of course that's flirting. That's being in trauma. But the funny thing is, when you go back to the original question,
Hmm.
most men don't and or can't do that.
Well, Marcus says it's how you say it and
Yes,
how
okay.
I said it makes it flirting.
Ah,
Now, if I came up
okay.
and did try the same thing and I wasn't a natural flirt and I was like, "Hi, my name is D'Angelo. You look really pretty." Um, that ain't flirting. They ain't gonna like that. But
Right.
it's in the swag. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna teach you, man. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna show you some things.
Yeah,
We'll hook up. You know what I'm saying?
please.
I'll show you how to do it. Well, all right,
Okay.
all right. In any case, it's how you say it.
Okay.
Now, are women natural
Let me break this
flirts?
down.
Not all women are natural flirts either. By the way, let's keep that real. Not all women can flirt
But
because
see,
I've
this is
seen it.
different. But this is the difference. See, and that's why I made the distinction because I said most men are not natural flirts. So
Okay.
I'm saying most men are not. But a woman, it takes very little for them to be first. It could be the way they stand. It could be the way they look. It could be just small little gestures, and that could be flirting. You
Women can
don't have
flirt.
to. You don't have the privilege. You don't have the privilege of that.
The thing about women can flirt without them even know they're flirting.
True. I agree with that.
You know
I agree.
why? It's
Well,
because whatever they put on, if they put on the right stuff and
well, they
everything,
right.
trust me, they don't even know they're flirting, but they're flirting.
They could be
Trust me.
sending flirting signals without even knowing that they're doing that.
I,
And
I'm
that goes back, and
I'm
that goes
inspired.
back
Said yes, she
yeah,
agrees.
and that goes back to men being very visual.
You know, you can tell when a woman's flirting, like when they come over, hi, and they just touching you, hi, how are you doing? And they just keep touching you, hey, how are you? It's like, what the hell? It's like, hey, touch, hey, how are your arm? You right?
Right.
um, Knight says some women flirt unknowingly, but its interpret interpretation is
Yep.
taken wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be possibly true as well. So here's another one, right? Men are always up for sex. Ooh. Men are always up for sex. All
That's the
right?
question.
That's the question. You got 2 minutes to answer it. There's a box right up to the top. Click the box and then you will see the questions. Let's answer the question. We got 8 people in here. Let's have 8 people answer for one time, please. Men are always up for sex. All right? So, Des, would you like to tackle that one first?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is a very important one. It's more
Why is
important.
that?
It's more important than you even think.
Okay.
So the answer to that question is yes. But the funny thing about it is, I'm not sure if most women. Hold on for 1 second. I'm not sure if most women understand uh, the importance of sex to men and their overall well-being. If you go and look at psychological and medical research and stuff like that, sex and a man's overall well-being is very important. I don't
So
think we have the time. We don't have the time to go into details, but I would encourage everyone to look that up.
yeah, that could be a good next question, next
Hmm.
part of another session. But so we have it divided. We have yes for two people that answered and no for two people answered. So not everybody answered. So not everybody followed
Okay, so
my
two people who
direction.
said no must be women. There has to be women.
No, because I think it's true. Like, let's be honest. I don't think someone said I am Lisa said no. I don't think all men have the same level of need, especially depending on age. You know what I'm saying? Group and where they are mentally, physically. Like you said, mental health can have effect on a person's interest in sex as well. You know what I'm saying? What do
But
you call it? Limbado or lumbido, whatever you want to call it.
but
All
then,
that,
then
all that
that falls
factors,
under
right?
an actual medical condition.
Oh, okay. Well,
Hmm.
but even besides, put that away. There's a lot of reasons why I think there's a misconception that all men need to have sex all the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't
We
think
can't
that's
say all men. We can't say all men about anything. But if you were to say the majority of men, you wouldn't agree that majority of men. That you wouldn't say majority.
agree that the majority of men always are up to have sex.
Was that the question, or men
That's
always
the
up to have
question. No, that's the question.
majority of men who are able to have it, physically able to have it? I would say yes.
I don't agree. Any other men in the chat? Do you agree that men are always up to have sex?
Mr.
Yes or
Knight,
no?
Mr. Knight, help us out, Mr. Knight.
And I want to ask the women. So let me see here. Are women always up to have sex? Yes, no. And I just put it in as a question. Let me see here. Let me find it. Because it's not fair for the men to ask that question and women to get to escape out of that situation. So um, I just put the question up for 2 minutes. Are women always up to have sex? The box at the top, hit the box and pick the answer for you. I think it's going to be a lot of no's, if you ask me. Okay.
I think you're gonna be right.
I am. Oh, you're not able to vote. I'm not sure why you're not able to vote. Um, but you picked no. Yeah, I think it's a mood thing. You know what I'm saying? Not women, and that's where I think it gets a little
She
difficult
picked
for
no for
women
what
to,
question?
huh?
Be clear. She picked no for what question?
Okay, so did you put no for no? You're not. Yes, she said I'm correct. Okay, so
Okay.
I think it's a mood thing. People, and I think a lot of people tend to think that men always are just like geared to ready to have sex or emotionally ready to have sex because we don't share ourselves emotionally enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard, to like say no when you don't really feel it. But at the same time, if you don't feel like having sex, you
You
could
saying if
still,
you're a man? You
huh?
saying if you're a man? You saying the men? If
Yes,
you're
men, because
okay,
men and women have to get comfortable enough to say, "Hey, babe, I'm not really in the mood, but I can take care of you."
okay,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? And
Of
not
course.
all relationships are that open-minded and with that transparency. People get stuck in emotion. Oh, maybe he's not attracted to me. No, it's not that. It's just I had a rough day and I'm just not there because I was in a panel 2 days
Go ahead.
ago and guys were talking about this similarly and they were saying that sometimes they struggle with being able to say that and then they feel like they're not a man because if you don't take care of your wife or whatever your girlfriend, then you're gonna feel like you're not a man behind that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, there is an emotion behind that, and there is a psychological, aspect of that. So, I would like to be clear if in this conversation, clear if a man is saying they don't feel like it, as opposed to in the moment, at that moment, they just can't. Those are two things. Like I said, there's a medical aspect to that if they can't, but if they don't feel like it, because
Yeah,
those are two very different things that would spark two very different emotions. One is if you, for whatever reason, I'm tired, I come home, I don't feel like it right now. Versus, I would like to in my mind, but I can't. That's a whole different other emotion.
yeah, but okay. I'm inspired says I couldn't vote. I don't know what happened with the voting. Sorry, you guys, but I see you're voting in the chat.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I
Let them know if you can't vote. Just put it in the comments.
Yeah, it's she says I couldn't vote, but yes, women want it. But again, it depends on the woman, and the question is, are women always up to have sex? That's the question. Are women, just like we asked, are men always up? And we agree that men are not always up to have sex. I mean, I'm
No,
up
we
to
didn't
have
agree
sex,
to
but
that.
there are times that I'm like,
No, we didn't agree to that.
well, you said we. Come on, man.
No, we didn't agree that. I said men are. You said men are not,
I said sometimes men are not.
and
Let's
I
ask.
said men are. So we didn't agree.
Okay, well, so let me ask another man then. Hey, all the other men in this chat, can you just say, are you always up to have sex? Be honest. Yes or no? The men. Knight, I know you're a man. Answer the question.
You all quiet now.
Answer the question. Are you always up to have sex? Who was it? Look at the men are leaving now. They're leaving the chat.
Oh,
Now I'm just kidding.
Marcus said no.
La David James, put in the chat.
No, Marcus said no. Marcus said no.
Marcus said no. See, there we
No.
go. There we go. And I don't consider myself an alpha male. I know he's an alpha male, so we can do two comparisons. I'm not an alpha male. Are you an alpha male? Do you consider yourself an
I
alpha male?
stand corrected. Alpha male, what is that? Explain.
You know what an alpha male is.
Explain. Break it down for the audience.
You know why you gonna put me on the spot? You know what an alpha male is, okay? Everybody knows. Why you gonna put me on the spot, okay?
I am inspired. Am I an alpha male? I don't know. Well, I stand corrected. I can admit when I'm wrong. If the majority
Okay.
says no, then
I'm inspired. Said you're alpha male.
thank you. I'm an alpha male. Thank you. Somebody gotta tell me. I don't know.
Knight says, I think a man and women triggers are more important. What moves each other? I'm gonna tell you right now that I'm a visual, but I'm a
Emotion,
even if I'm not thinking about sex,
right?
I could be encouraged for sex based
Of
on
course.
things that are happening, right?
Of course.
So even in a moment of not being interested, I can become interested. You
Of
follow
course.
me?
Of
So
course.
I think
That,
that's
that's why the lingerie is multi-billion-dollar business.
exactly, exactly,
Of course.
exactly. There we go. So I thank everyone for being honest about that. I see that Mr. David James didn't answer the question at all, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll call you and ask you personally. you know.
Oh
All
my
right.
God.
So I think we just got a one more here. Let's see here. We got the. All right. So this is a very easy last question. Um, here we go. So what is your romance level? All right. On a scale of a 1 to 4, do you consider yourself you don't need romance? Number 2 is like okay. Number 3 is moderate need. And number 4 is I need romance. And number 5 is I need it a lot. If you can answer in the poll, great. If you can't, you can answer down below. Okay. So I would probably say, this is a tough one for me because romance is. I probably would say I'm a 3, moderate need, if I was to answer the question. Right now, I got 4 people. I got 2 people saying 4, and I got one person saying I need it a lot. Who said I needed a lot? Put that in the chat.
I did.
You
Me. Me.
you did?
Yes.
You answered the question?
Yes.
Why you need romance so much?
Because I enjoy romance. Why not?
So how are you? So I'm inspired. Is he romantic? Well, she put yes here. I think she's put yes because she needs romance. But how do you keep romance when you've been in a relationship for so long? Like the romantic things that happen in the beginning are much
That's the
different than
problem with
later on.
But that's the problem with people people thinking and understanding. Just like we went back to the independent women, we're thinking from a small level, but it's much broader picture. You know, romance could be going and reading a book together. Romance could be walking in the park together. Romance could be spending those little moments together. We're not talking about always the intimacy aspect of it, but it's those little things, those little moments that are priceless that you can't get back. Those little moments in time where the little moment in time, I don't know if you experienced it, but the little moments in time where you wish this little moment can last forever.
Yeah, I like romantic moments. Could be for me. It's like let's say I'm sitting down and my woman just come and sit on my lap and start talking.
Yes.
That's romantic to me.
Yes.
Or let's say we're in the kitchen or something and she come over and back up on me and go, and rub, little stuff like that. That's
Exactly.
romantic me. You know what I'm saying? Little
Exactly.
moments like that.
Exactly. Because those little moments are your moments where you're connecting, where there's an unsaid connection. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
therefore your answer should have been five. Knucklehead.
No, because when I think about romance, I'm thinking about,
Right.
I guess bigger
Right.
things, bigger things. I
Of
guess
course,
you're
of
right.
course.
I'm
Think about
thinking
the
about,
flowers and the candy and all that, but it's the little things that matter.
yeah,
Flowers and candy are going to be old at some point, but it's
yeah.
little things that sustain them.
Yeah, Good Girl says flirting at home is very romantic. Um,
Yes, it's romantic and it's sexy.
Knight says romance is the little things. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you're a very romantic person. I know that about Mr. Knight. But you know, that's something that you have to keep going and you got to kind of find out, what is romantic, you know what I'm saying? Because like you said, it's not always the superficial things like gifts, you know what I'm saying? I
Right.
think it goes more it goes more along the way with little gestures here and there, like you said, right?
Yes. Right.
Right. Well, that's good. I think this is really good. We have 7 people in the chat. I want to thank you guys for coming through. We're at 11:06. I don't know if there's anything else you want to end with, Des, before we cut out, because I know some of us have plans tomorrow. Listen, if you're with somebody and you have plans tomorrow, enjoy your time. Like we're saying here, it's the little things. If you're not with nobody, then what it means is you're supposed to be loving yourself
Love
tomorrow.
yourself. That's right.
That's
That's
what
right.
you're supposed to be doing.
That's
Don't
where it starts.
I have this sign above me that says mindset is everything, and it really means something.
Right.
Tomorrow is a day of love. Even my wife had to remind me a couple times. She's like, Valentine's Day is to spend time with your family too. It's not just about, you know, having a love interest. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
And
Very good
so
point.
I want to leave. I'll let you end with what you want to leave in with Des in a sec. But that's what I want to say to everybody on this chat. Everyone that's on the chat, if I know you personally, I love you. And tomorrow is about me making sure that you know that I love you and I care about you. And I thank you for loving me and always showing up and being here for me. Okay? And I want you to go out and tell somebody else that you love them as well. And that's how I
Right.
want to end my night. Des, how do you want to end yours?
Well, if you allow me, I have a couple of small things I want to share.
Hmm.
Well, first, I want to speak to something you just said about sharing the love, loving yourself, and as I am Alicia said, it's about love. Your wife has said it's about love because I remember I always gave my mom a Valentine's Day card and candy. My mom was always my Valentine, you know. And I would encourage everybody, don't forget your parents. They are your first Valentines, so mom and dad. So it's about that. But you know, my wife pulled my coattail on the last show that we had, and she pulled me aside. She said, we've been married for 20 plus years, and we OGs in this game. We got a lot that we can share, and you were playing coy. That's what she said. And to a certain degree, she was right. I was listening and stuff like that. But she said, don't be so coy. Share the love and share the knowledge. And she was right. You know. And I looked at her and I said, you right. You smart. You right. So I want to share two things to speak to that, based on my life and my experience. And this might be something that is helpful to somebody. First thing is that I had a friend. He was a producer back in my manager days, and he was a producer, and he had a pre-production studio in his house. So we do the pre-production there, and then we're going to the larger studio later on. And every time, and we working on projects, so I went to his house quite often. And every time I go to his house, 90% of the time, his wife is there. And when she's there, very beautiful woman, very nice woman. Every time I come in, she offers, do you want something to eat? Do you want something to drink? And then she say to her husband, she say to him, and she had a nickname. We call him Bootsy or Sweetie or whatever thing. Do you want something? And she would do that like throughout the night. Oopsie, sweetie, you want something? Can I get you something? And where I was at that time of my life, being younger, I was on the go, managing, doing this, doing that. And I just thought that was such nonsense. And after a while, it used to get on my nerves because I used to think in my mind, it's almost like somebody putting on a show.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Always, look, Bootsy, do you want something? Sweetie, do you want that? They go back and forth. And it took me a long time to understand that and understand what they were doing and understand that interconnection. And it took me a long time to realize how important that little sweetie, Bootsy, do you want something? Can I give little nickname? You don't have to have a nickname for your partner, but that little pleasantry between you, that sets the tone to how you interrelate and react to one another. You can talk to somebody and then you can talk at somebody. And then you can set the tone for your partner by just giving them a little baby, honey, sweetie, whatever, and then say what you're going to say. And it took me a long time and a lot of growing up in maturity to understand what that was about. And when I think back in retrospect about that, I respect that a lot more. And now I practice that because it's very important to always have that pleasantry between you and your partner and the one you love. Never overlook that and take that for granted. First
That's
tip of the day.
that's a great tip. And
The second one I have before we go is, so we talked about Valentine's Day and one of our shows we asked, was it overrated and all this and that? You could buy gifts and stuff. Comes around every year. But what I would suggest is that as you get to know your partner, as you get to know the person you love, you should get to know what they like, what they dislike, and the things that they enjoy. If you want to connect with someone, you don't necessarily have to be with them all the time. You don't necessarily have to do everything with them. But if you say, for an example, if you were a woman, and you knew that your partner enjoyed golf and they enjoyed playing golf, not to say that to connect with him, you got to go and learn golf,
right,
but taking the time to learn about the game, taking the time to learn about the rules of the game. It's a funny thing. If you're a golfer, people think that you have a caddy. It's just somebody carrying around your bag. But oftentimes the caddy is the expert. The
right,
caddy is the
right.
one who pulls out It pulls out the iron that you need to take the shot with. They're the ones who already scoped out the distance of the ball. So to take the time to understand the rules and stuff like that, and then share that moment with the person, that's invaluable.
Yeah,
Because now you sharing a moment with the person doing something that they enjoy doing.
that's right.
And it goes both ways. That little thing. I think about my wife. My son, he started playing sports, and I started coaching sports. I always watch sports. I have my favorite sport was tennis and Formula One, but basketball, football, and stuff. I could watch it or not. But once my son started playing sports, I started paying attention, and I started coaching and stuff like that. But also, my wife started paying attention, and she started knowing the teams and the coach and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Because that's the way to interconnect with someone you love, is to
Right.
share the experiences in the things that they enjoy doing.
I agree. Yeah, you're right because even like for the last year, me and my wife has been playing pickleball. Like last this summer, I mean, we were playing every day, and it was like we were both fiending to play after work every day, and it was something we didn't know that we both would gravitate to, and eventually it was just kind of like after work we gonna go on, yeah, we going, and it was just something that just kind of grew on its own. And it's nice to have something that you can both kind of like get involved in and enjoy. But even when it's something that, like you said, it's a great point, and I'm hearing you, is like it may not be something you enjoy, but even like encourage,
Correct.
hey, go do that. I know you like
Yeah,
to go do that, like,
exactly.
because I don't think a lot of women understand. Like, even me, I used to struggle. I'll give you a perfect example. When me and you went on that cruise last year, right?
Yeah,
It was nice to go and do the guy thing and experience that. But I
right.
found myself often like thinking about my wife, and like because a lot of times if the thing, it would be like to come back home and
Of
knowing you
course.
have something to come back to
Of
is
course.
is a nice experience. It makes you appreciate it more because that
That's
that
right.
separation, it the heart makes the heart fonder, right?
Of course.
So
Of
it's
course.
like, but yeah, I'm doing it. It's like sometimes, oh, you're gonna do your guy thing, right? But at the same time, I think a lot of men, when they do that, if they're the right type of man, right, they go, man, okay, I got to do my guy thing, and I get to come home to
Of
my
course.
diamond. You know what I'm saying?
Of
And
course.
that's the way I've always felt about those moments. So even though it's something that I can enjoy, let's say with her, because it's not
Right.
something she may not be interested in, being able to,
Right.
it's like getting on jet skis and then coming back and go, hey, babe, we had fun. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's right. That's right.
you
That's right.
know,
That's right. Very good point. And my final story of the night is when we talked about Valentine's Day and gifts and gift giving. Obviously, when you're new in a relationship, it's not going to be the same as when down the road in a relationship. Your understanding of one another is
right.
different. And so, therefore, I can buy my wife anything. And I've bought her many things. I try to always get her what she wants and stuff like that. But I've learned over time that that it's the small things that matter. Getting her something that she can use, something that she really enjoy. I always like to buy gifts for people, no matter who it is, that if I see them a year later, 2 years later, they still have it, they're still using it. Because I took the time to understand what they like. So I got them something that I know they would like or something I know they would use. And to that point, I think it was for Christmas or my wife's birthday. Could have bought her anything. But I bought a 23andMe. The 23andMe is the DNA test that you take, and you get your family tree in your background and all that stuff, right? I bought her that, and when she got the results of that, she got the results showing her background, her mama's side, her father's side, all these things that she did not know. And if you know about 23andMe, it's a growing and evolving database. That means anyone in your bloodline that joins 23andMe, no matter who they are, where they're at in the world, adds to your database. And you'll start finding that you got family members and cousins and aunts and whatever. And each time she gets an update on that, she comes back and she thanks me. You think me? Well, because it's called the gift that keeps on giving. It wasn't a big gift. It wasn't a big expensive gift, but it was something that mattered. That's all I'm encouraging people to do. The things that matter.
Yeah, I think I think I hear what you're saying, but when your wife got everything,
No, don't go there.
when your wife got everything, then what do you do? That's the problem. You know,
What do you say? Did you run out of everything? You run out of you run
exactly.
out of
So
things.
you really got to spend time trying to find you really got to spend time trying to find something so unique because like you said, you've been with your wife for like 20 years, so there's probably not a lot that she needs or not say need wants, right? Because there's a difference between want and there's a difference between need. I try to find the things that she may not be thinking about that she needs because
But
then
that's the point I'm making.
yeah.
But that's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making because it's not a matter about what somebody wants, what somebody needs, but it's those little things. It's those little things. It doesn't matter the cost, but it's those little things that let the person know that you are really paying attention to them. You're really paying attention to them.
Yeah, my
It's attention.
she's saying on here, we never have everything. Think out the box. What are you talking about? You never have everything. I got
All,
you. I got you,
all
Sip.
you,
Nice to meet. Thanks for
you
stopping by, Sip. I appreciate it. Chris from the Sip. I got to introduce you to him, Des. Just so you know, I'm sorry to
go ahead.
interrupt you, but we'll catch him another time. He's got to jump off. But thank
Okay.
you for stopping by, brother. I do appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Did I cut you off, Des, with your last pieces on that?
No, no, I was just making a point that just pay attention to the little things. The little things makes a big difference.
Right. Well, I got something special, but that I'm not. I can't say it on the platform because she'll know. But when we come back the next week, I'm gonna let you know what I got that I thought was really cool. That kind of meets the same point of what you just said. You know what I'm saying? It's unique. She wouldn't even know about it, and it's very touching at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So I'll let you know about that next week when we come back. Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right. So this was another great session. Look, I just want to say this again. Again, we went a little bit over. And here's the thing. We're on for an hour. Hour goes fast. If you know the way this TikTok stuff, really the hour is like when things really start getting kicked. And we might have to really think about how we schedule down the road. But for right now, this is where we at. So I appreciate those who are in the Midwest. You're an hour behind, so you good, But people here who are on the East Coast, it's 11:30. So if you're here, I appreciate your time, and you could have been anywhere, like my brother D. Wilder says. You could have been anywhere, but you're here, right?
Yeah,
Um,
thank you.
yeah, and this is a long term game for us. We don't have a lot of major expectations. Renaissance Man is about support, educate, and inspire, and every single week that's what we want to bring to you. So we will see you guys next week with some new content, right, Des?
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing this moment. Thank you for sharing the love. Thank you for sharing the energy.
All right, take care, everybody. Have a nice weekend. All right, brother.
Peace out. Great
It
session,
was
man.
good. Good session. We'll talk about next steps. I'll catch you
All right,
on
man.
the
Love
other
you.
side. All right.
Yep.
Love you
Peace.
too. All right. Peace.